Well, hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel. Long time no see. How have you been? How's the wife and kids? So what's new with me? I've just started a new job. So I started that last week was my first week. It's in the sales team. It's still in the same company that I was working at before, so that's really nice. I'm so pleased that I get to stay because it's such a lovely company to work for. But yeah, so I'm part of the business development team. What else? I got my extensions back, so that's very exciting. I've been having a bit of a palaver because I ordered some new shampoo and conditioner and sadly it hasn't arrived yet, so I've had to be using some shampoo and conditioner that has sulfates in, which is a no-no. So I might, unfortunately, if this hair is too damaged because of the sulfate shampoo and conditioner that I've been using, I might need to get a new lot of hair, but that's fine because I don't know if you can see, but my roots have grown out lots now and they're very different to here. So for now it's working, but I don't know how long that will last. But regardless, it's so nice to have them back. It was my birthday. When was it my birthday? A month ago. It was so lovely. I had such a lovely time. We were still in lockdown because we came out of like the first stage of lockdown, I think a week after. Yeah, or like the Monday after. Anyway, it was really lovely and Brandon did up the living room for me, like put some balloons out and everything. I'll put in some pictures. What else happened? Oh yeah, I got engaged. So yeah, Brandon asked me to marry him and I of course said why not. It's such a stunning ring. Look at it. I just like my nails, by the way. But yeah, there it is. I'll put some pictures of the ring properly because it's such a stunning ring. It's like a cushion cut and it's a morganite stone surrounded by diamonds. So yeah, it's really beautiful. So I kind of just felt a little bit inspired today just to jump on and do a video. Very unscripted. I don't really know what I'm going to chat about. I'm just going to let my thoughts take me and kind of see where I end up. I didn't look because I didn't want to get on camera for the first time in ages and look like a pile of shit. So yeah, I hope you like this look. I didn't film it, but there you go. I'm sure you can figure out how I did it. It's very simple. So yeah, I saw something today. I've been doing a lot more searching for ex-Jehovah's Witnesses to touch base with. It's taken me a while to get to this point because there's such a large stigma around apostates, they're called, which are basically, what's an apostate? Let me find out the definition. Abandoning a religious or political belief or principle. But it's a bit more than that. The way Jehovah's Witnesses view it, Jehovah's Witnesses view apostates as anyone who talks against Jehovah's Witnesses. They view that as apostate. And any literature that they share or anything on social media that they share, that would be classed as apostate literature. And it's something that you are told under no circumstances to look at, under no circumstances to search out, to read. You can be in a lot of trouble if you read apostate literature. So it's something I've always feared. And I think that attitude has kind of come over into me having left the Jehovah's Witnesses, but I think I'm still very scared to reach out to people because it's tough because we all have our different ways of coping. And personally, I try really hard not to be bitter or not to be too bitter about it. But that's kind of why I'm making the video today, because I feel like I've been I've kind of made myself be very restrained with my feelings towards it. I think I've played down a lot of what I feel, more for myself than other people, just because I do need to, I'm quite a logical thinker and I need to have a solution to anything. I can't just let myself feel. I can, but I don't find that it's very healthy for me. Did I brush my hair? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, so I do try really hard to not think about things that I don't have a solution to. So I do bury my head in the sand a lot. That's something that I've said before. But I also have a tendency to downplay my experiences and to downplay things that I feel and to not let myself feel the full weight of things. More that, and that side of it is more to make other people feel comfortable. I don't want anyone else to have to deal with my trauma, and so I suppress a lot, and I think inadvertently that then causes me to struggle with my trauma more and to be more difficult to those around me, because they can't help me because I'm not talking about my trauma, but I'm still having outbursts and I'm still physically reacting to the emotional things that I'm going through. So I think the biggest thing that I've been feeling the last few weeks, and a friend of mine mentioned this today, is just how little I knew about the organisation that I was part of. Obviously, it wasn't something that I chose to be part of initially, and I do, as I'm learning more, feel like I didn't choose to be part of it. I was gang pressed into it. So I do think that I did willfully blind myself, because when you are in a way of life and you're scared about the consequences of not continuing that way of life, you don't really want to have any responsibility for the things that that organisation encourages. So I would always say that Jehovah's Witnesses aren't homophobic, like we aren't homophobic, we aren't sexist, make all these excuses, because I as a person wasn't those things, but I was part of an organisation that would encourage homophobia or encourage sexism, and that's really difficult to excuse in your mind. And you already, when you're part of a religion like Jehovah's Witnesses, have so much guilt about everything. Guilt is one of the biggest emotions that comes with religion, and I think my brain physically couldn't feel guilty about doing things wrong as a Jehovah's Witness and also feel guilty about the things that Jehovah's Witnesses encouraged. I literally don't think that my brain could feel guilty for both sides. So I think I just chose to feel guilty for not being a good Jehovah's Witness. And then as I got older, my personal feelings were very different to the organisation. And then eventually I got to the point where I just knew too much about the things that were happening and the things that had happened for years, and I just couldn't be part of it anymore. I've said before that I have never had somebody, I've had people come to me since I've been making these videos, who have come to me and told me things they've experienced, but when I was a Jehovah's Witness, didn't have anybody come to me with those experiences that I've mentioned before, like assault. But I saw an article today, going back to my point that I started with, which was looking for support, because I've worked really hard to find like a good friend group and to reconnect with some old people, and some I haven't had to try, like I've just reconnected, and it's been so lovely. And I'm so lucky to have the people around me that I have, either close to me in Plymouth or just by social media. It's so nice to have such a good group of friends. But one thing that I haven't really done is looked and searched for people who, separate to me, have experienced similar things. And so I was just looking on social media today, this account came up, and I saw one of the posts, which I will put here, trigger warning, it is about sexual assault, so if that's something that you don't want to read, then please fast forward. I'll put a timestamp now, fast forward to this point when that will go. But yeah, basically this is what the article said, and it just was so shocking to me. And I like to check everything. I don't take anything on face value. Obviously, I mean like written stuff. So if there's an article on something, I always want to be like, right, is that actually what it says, or has this been changed? And I was like 100% sure that this was what they would have put, because this is so like them. So I went onto the website and I searched up Arist, and on page 1 of the searches, this article came up. And I know it's from 1984, but it's still on their website, and it's search number 1. And it just disgusted me. I'm so disgusted by everything that religion spouts. And someone today was saying that a lot of religions are responsible for murders. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say every religion is, because, I mean, religion's a very broad term, but Christianity as it is, or has been, is responsible for so many murders, directly or indirectly, because anybody who feels that they can't cope with things and the poison that is spouted by these groups, and people who feel that they can't cope and that they don't want to be alive anymore because of these things, every one of those people's bloods is on the every one of those people, their blood is on the hands of those people in those organisations who spout that disgusting shit. And I just hate them. And I feel so sorry for people who are still brainwashed and manipulated, but it's time to grow the fuck up. And it took me a long time, and it can take people ages, but in this day and age where there is so much easy access to things, why are people still ignoring what is blatantly in front of them? And I love the expression, and I think this expression is so true. There are none so blind as those that don't want to see, and they don't want to see. And I have been there. I've been in that position where I didn't want to see what it was. But eventually you have to put your big girl pants on and grow up and think, right, do I believe this or don't I? And if you do believe that, and if you do think that the things that they teach are right, you're pretty gross, so stay the fuck over there. But if you don't, and if there's even one part of it that you think that's wrong, then leave. You can be spiritual without having to have an organised religion. And if you're worried about not having that sense of community, trust me, it is out there. I can only speak for Jehovah's Witnesses because that's the only religion I've had experience with, but I'm sure it's true for lots of other religions. The tool that they use is to make you feel like they are all you have, and you will be lonely without them. And trust me, it is not true. There are so many people out there who are there to support people who leave these sects. It's the most isolating thing I can even explain. When you leave a community like that, that is so intense, that is so involved in every single aspect of your life, it's so isolating when you leave and you're used to that constant one-on-one. But that's not what normal relationships and friendships are like. It's a control thing. That's why they're constantly involved in your life, is because they're trying to control you, not because they want to be with you. So you need to break away from that. And any friendship that is conditional and that is based on you doing a certain thing and I will be your friend is so not worth it. Trust me. No matter how lonely you have to feel for a little bit after you leave, that loneliness is so much more worth it than being with people who are only conditional friends of yours. I've been having a really great couple of months. This new job means so much more to me than it probably would to other people. Without going into like details and being like braggy, I'm in a really good position now with this job, and it's a really great opportunity for me for my training. And I'm really proud because I often look at my upbringing and the things that the emphasis and where that was put. And I do wonder sometimes, what could I have achieved if my family had put emphasis on the things that mattered, like a career? And I wonder where I could have been if I'd been allowed to go to university. I don't know if I would have, but I would have loved to have had that choice. But regardless, I'm really proud of myself, of where I've got to now. I've worked so hard. I come from a council estate. I have GCSEs and that's it. I've worked really hard to get to where I am now, and I'm really proud of myself. And I'm also just I'm not going to let other people and their uncomfortableness of me talking about things, or you can sense when someone doesn't want you to talk about your experiences, and you can sense when someone just doesn't want to hear about your trauma. I'm done with people like that. I'm done with them. I don't want to know you, because I'm going to talk about things that I've experienced, and I want other people to feel the same, to feel that they can do the same, because that's the only way that people can learn, and we can stop future generations from growing up the way that we have, is by talking about these things and shining a light on it and not being afraid and not being scared into silence, because that's all they do, is just scare you into silence. And I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to call out people on their bullshit, and I'm going to warn people about the dangers of religions like this. So yeah, get ready, because she's kind of flipped her lid now. Did you just hear my knuckles crack? But yeah, it's a pretty short one. I just really felt inspired to get on. I had so many lovely messages from people today. I put something on my Instagram, go follow me. And I had so many people reaching out to me. I had some really lovely chats today, and I just felt really inspired to just make a video, because I'm so proud of everybody who is part of my life now, and especially people who have gone through the experiences that I've gone through, because I personally know how hard it is. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of other people for working so hard to get to where they want to, and for not giving up, because it's so easy. And that's what Jehovah's Witnesses rely on, is people being so lonely in the beginning that they feel like they just want to go back. And I think one thing that I don't really notice as well is I dream every night. I dream about Jehovah's Witnesses, one aspect of it or another. Either I'm at a convention hall and everyone's staring at me, or I go to a meeting on a Sunday and all my friends are there and they're ignoring me, or I'm out on the ministry and I'm not supposed to be because I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, or I have elders coming up and trying to talk to me and I'm screaming in their face. Those are the best ones. But I know there's a lot of undealt with trauma, and maybe I would need to get that sorted one day or talk to someone. But for now, those dreams are just dreams, and they're just my brain trying to work through what I've experienced, and I'm not too worried. But just know, even if someone does seem to be dealing with it pretty well, we all have fallout that we have to deal with from these experiences. And I like to think that I am coping pretty well, but I'm definitely struggling in different ways, and none of us leave these things unscathed, which is the sad thing. No one has a really nice time of it and then leaves and has a nice leaving. It's all messy from beginning to end, sadly. But yeah, that was just a little short rant, and just a life, and just a life update really. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the future. We are coming out of lockdown again, more out of lockdown at the end of this month, so I cannot wait. Brandon has got a new job as well, so have I. We've just got engaged, so we're gonna go out. He's gonna take me out for dinner in a couple of weeks, and we're just gonna have a really nice night out, which I cannot wait for. It's been so long since we've been able to do that, so I can't wait. We're going to see a venue next week, so I can't wait for that. Guys, as well, I'm getting HD brows done and hybrid lashes, so I can't wait. So when I get them done, I'll show you. But yeah, I've got such an exciting couple of months ahead. I cannot wait. With my new job, I'm going to be going up to Leicester in a couple of months, because that's where the head office is, for a training day. So that's going to be great to meet all of my team, because they're based in Leicester and I'm obviously in Plymouth, so it'll be nice to meet them all.
Disgusting!
We got Brandon's birthday coming up in October. We're gonna go to London again, because last time was a bit of a washout. It was really fun, but it was in lockdown. Well, it wasn't in lockdown, but it was restricted. So it's in October, his birthday, and because I'm earning a little bit more, I'm gonna treat him and get us really amazing tickets to Phantom of the Opera and a really nice hotel, and we're going to go to the Hard Rock Cafe for dinner and drinks and all that. So yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was quite a positive one, I hope. Just touching base really, and I'm going to try and get back into filming videos. I don't know if I'm going to do many makeup looks, or if I'm just going to focus on talking about stuff that's happening with me. Who knows? But yeah, if you enjoy seeing my face and you enjoy listening, then thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I love you all very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.